what's happening, y'all? Welcome in to a brand new episode of Snaps. I forgot we used to do that. Your favorite daily college football podcast. I am one of your hosts, T-Bob Hebert, and as always, I'm joined by QB1, the Tampa trader himself, Mr. Aaron Murray. Aaron, what's up, dude?
Oh, I am a little Florida Tampa trader. How dare I leave the great state of Florida to come up to a cold and windy and rainy Georgia? I mean, is it April, May? What is today? I don't even know what today is. April 26th, almost May.
I've never seen – I mean, this dude doesn't have a radio show for 3 days or something, and I've never seen someone become more checked out of their entire life. All he wants to do is golf. He doesn't want to sit here and take –
How is anything to do with golf? I'm talking about it being rainy and nasty outside. I'm leaving beautiful
Aaron
Florida.
is if senioritis was a person this week.
Yes, 100%. He is so excited. So normally, I do my radio show in the morning. Normally, and I feel bad for Aaron, I do run Aaron right up against the clock. And normally Aaron gets off of snaps like 1:58, and then he has this show at
have to take a piss.
Like that sucks. Okay, I feel for you on that. But how long do you not have the show for? Like, how long are you off in the afternoons?
What do you mean?
Like for today, week? Right? Like, yeah, I mean, like, is it today, tomorrow, and then all
of
next
the morning?
Week?
No, don't simmer down first before you try to figure out my schedule. I did the morning show today, so I was on from 8 to 11 Eastern. Tomorrow I'm on from
schedule. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tomorrow I'm on from 12 to 5 o'clock, so I have 5 straight hours of radio. Oof. And then I wake up Friday morning and I'm back on the morning show from 8 to 11. So before you start saying I'm checked out golfing over here, your boy's grinding on the serious schedule.
Well, I mean, you're just doing what you do every day, except for tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow, but then we're not doing snaps tomorrow.
Tomorrow's a 5-hour grind. Yeah.
I feel for you. I would almost rather lose. No, yeah. Yeah. Like, I could sacrifice a pinky toe instead of doing a 5-hour draft show. Absolutely. And I don't even think twice about it. I used to, in my early radio days when I was working for WWL, who was like the big New Orleans station, it's All Saints all the time. I had to sit in that draft room for like 8 hours and go on and not do a whole 8-hour show, right? But like a couple hours in there, but then just like sit there and I hate it. I loathe it. I don't even like the draft. Which this is all awful setup because we already did record a draft show for tomorrow that you should check out. But I don't know what it is. Like, the only thing that appeals to me
Why do you hate the draft so much? It is so much fun. I love the draft.
Why? Why is it fun?
Because
that's what I can't grasp.
All right, for many reasons. One, we cover these kids, young men. So he's kind of excited to see them live their dreams out because you and I were in these shoes getting ready for these days. So the energy, the excitement, the tingling in the balls, all that good stuff. So like being in the spot kind of makes me appreciate it even more. And I think they just do a hell of a job hyping it. Like, the NFL is awesome. The NFL is what they do to make the NFL 24/7, 365 is unreal. I mean, it's the reason why it's $1 billion industry. Like, it is.
Agreed.
They do a great job of creating excitement. Like, I'm excited. Like, I see it over and over again to the point where, like, okay, this is pretty badass. And I'm excited. It's in Kansas City, place that I lived for a few years. I like the mixing up of the venues to this city and that city. So yeah, go NFL draft. I will be sitting tomorrow night with a thing of popcorn and fish food, watching the whole damn first round.
Okay, not literal fish food. What do you mean when you say fish food?
Have you never had fish food ice cream from Ben & Jerry's?
No, What is it?
Oh, fish food, spelled fish like the band, PH.
Fish
that's right. Yeah. Look, I went to one fish concert.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream.
Sorry. Why? What's in it though? I'm saying, what is it, like vanilla with like little crumbly bits?
No, it's more of like a chocolate with caramel and mushroom with little chocolate fishes inside of it. But it's really the marshmallow and caramel that when you get a big chunk of marshmallow in the ice cream together.
I'll try it. Feels a little gimmicky. I'm not the biggest fan of marshmallow.
May not be good for the tits. May not be good for the tits, though.
Well, the tits are doing great. Okay, we've been doing a ton of push-ups. We're working out great. We're eating a little cleaner, so back the hell up. Secondly, just give me a classic vanilla, but a very well executed vanilla bean ice cream. There's just nothing better. Marshmallows, I believe.
Well, that's because you're saying fish, so you said mushrooms.
Yeah, it's true. Bad. Look, I was going to say
mushrooms, not marshmallows. Marshmallows, yes.
I said deja vu. I love psychedelics. I've been to one Fish concert. Yeah, it was all right. It was all right. It was pretty fascinating watching people line up to suck down helium balloons afterwards. But like, it was like 4 hours just kind of wiggling. The wiggle worms. Everybody just stands there and we're all in trances and everybody's just like, I don't know. It was all right. It doesn't matter. But I'm sure Fish Shoot is great. I think you're going to be working tomorrow, though.
What do you mean I'm working? Not tomorrow night?
Oh, okay. Oh, you're doing all the pre-draft run-up. Even worse. So you have to do 5 hours of takes that will be aged out and completely irrelevant, like the hour that you get off your show. Oh man, that's so much fun. Okay,
yep, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be awesome.
Before we get to what we're actually gonna talk about the show, Deion and everybody else, Kansas City, you lived there. I'm not good at geography. I kind of just learned for the first time today that Kansas City is actually split between two states. Are there any interesting state differences when you get to a different part of the city? Like, are there different rules about alcohol? Are there different rules about food? Like, are there any wonderful quirks like that?
I do think taxes are higher in Kansas, but also they have nicer parks. So like when you do cross over the border, it becomes a little greener. There's a lot more parks. So it is weird. Like the Overland Park area is like one of the best places to raise a family in the country. Just parks galore, youth fields, soccer fields, golf courses. I mean, it's very green in general. So I think that's the bigger difference. Downtown's on the Missouri side.
And that's where all the sports on the Missouri side. Right?
Yes, they're on the Missouri side. Mizzou. Yes. Yeah.
All right, that's enough of that. Last thing I'll say about the draft, I'm very happy for everybody to enjoy it. I don't want to poo-poo anybody's good time. I'm actually have to go host a draft party at a bar, so that'll be fun, I guess. Blake Walsh says draft gives all fan bases helps their team won't suck. Yeah, I hope their team won't suck. I mean, I understand that. I guess I'm just so cynical because you watch so many picks go bust, but you also get the diamonds in the rough. I am being a part of poopery. So I'm not going to poop. I'm not going to poop anybody else's good time. You're right. I apologize. I am being a wet blanket. I am being the old SNL skit Debbie Downer. I apologize. Hell yeah, draft. Fuck yeah, bro. Future looks tight. Watching these kids get their dreams come true. What is not to love? Now,
thank you.
Speaking of, so that's about making dreams. What about crushing dreams? Because right now, our guy Prime in Colorado is getting a lot of crap for doing just that. As somebody in the chat, I had to count up to 48 players having now left or basically been asked to leave Colorado. Somebody in the chat said 51 earlier, and I'll allow it because we could have missed. And I don't know, there's a great difference between 58 and 41. Deion Sanders right now, Aaron, is attempting a roster overhaul, the likes of which we have never seen before. And he's doing it in a very pragmatic way. He's doing it in a very NFL way, quite honest, right? I mean, he told us.
Yeah.
I mean, these are all actual Deion quotes. He says after spring game, you all know that we're going to move on from some of the team members and we're going to reload, get some kids we really identify with. Okay. He later said, we've got to make some decisions. That's going to be on me now. That was on them. Now it's on me. When he first got the job, he said, I'm bringing my luggage with me and it's Louis. I want y'all to get ready to go ahead and jump in that portal. The more you jump in, the more room you make. Okay. So like he's been telling us throughout that he's going to do it. And yet, classic humans, you can tell somebody what you're going to do, but sometimes the actual doing of it feels bad. And so now all these players are like, Deion never even talked to me when he was here. And Deion cut me and made me leave. And now like everybody's feeling so bad and everybody's so mad at Prime when I'm sitting here like, guys, he fucking told us he was going to do it.
Yeah. Well, and listen, you can't boo-hoo when you get the power to pick up and leave. And these coaches now say they can form their team how they want to form them too. You can't blatantly tell a kid like, hey, we're going to pull your scholarship unless they break rules, I believe. But like you can sort of hint to them like, hey, man, like maybe you should look at that portal. Maybe you should look at a new spot. We're not sure if you really fit our new culture or our new system, whatever it may be. Like There's nothing wrong with that. Like, Prime was brought to Colorado for one thing. They suck, make us better. We had a really bad year, make us a more competitive football team. So, yeah, of course, you're going to show up to a 1-11 football team. You're going to look around and say, okay, you and I talked about it when we saw that first team meeting. We're looking at a team meeting saying, my God, where are the athletes? Where's the size? Where's the strength? Like, this looks like a high school football team, not a football team that's going to actually be competing in a pretty good conference this year. The Pac-12 ain't no joke this year. It's going out with a damn bang. So he knows that. He wants to make a good first impression. He wants to continue the momentum that he has been driving with selling out a spring game, with selling out season tickets. Like, that's all great, but if you don't win, that all goes to crap. And if I have crap players, that makes my job more difficult. So God bless the brand new transfer portal, because yes, it's great for players, but it is great for coaches. And he's trying to rebuild the roster the way he wants it to be built. So I am perfectly fine with him doing that. We know there's going to be some casualties along the way. And I think he had some great quotes today too on the Pat McAfee show, where he's like, listen, everyone's stressing out that, this guy's leaving, that guy's leaving, and we got X amount of players in the portal. Well, guess what? We got a bunch of players right now at the airport that you're going to be like, oh, damn, look who we got right now. I ain't worried about Deion bringing talent in. Deion will bring top talent to Boulder, Colorado. He's already done it. He will continue to bring in top recruits. He will continue to bring top guys in the transfer portal. He is creating he is the perfect coach. He's the perfect CEO coach that I trust his moves, and I'm excited to see how it unfolds.
The perfect coach. There's your poll quote, Brum. That's excellent. Put it on the thumb. That's
going on social media.
So chat seems to be freaking out just from a pure numbers situation, right? How many transfers do you have coming in? How in the hell is he going to fill out the roster? He's already got 29 coming in, but as you can see, 29, 51, massive difference there, right? But we have to remember, it's not just the transfer portal, but it's the fact that the NCAA got rid of the 25 signing class limit, meaning he can sign as many guys as he can convince to join him at Colorado. And I want to go back to the quotes from the Pat McAfee show. It comes from Brian Howell's Twitter is where we saw it, because the exact quotes are pretty excellent. One of them, quote, "We already know what we got coming in. Y'all just don't know what we got coming in." Mm-hmm. They probably at the airport right now. When we release the list of guys we already got coming in, then everybody's going to say, okay, I see now what he's doing. And then when he asked when the list was coming, he said soon, very soon, but maybe my favorite one, because this sums it all up. And it's true. It's true. There's no way that I can put new furniture in this beautiful home if we don't clean out the old furniture. I mean, think about it. Mm-hmm. If you buy a house and you want a new couch, what do you got to do with the old one? You got to sell that thing. You got to get it out of there. Yep. And again, just like, this is the thing. Everybody's acting so surprised. Here's a quote from one of the players that really reinforces just how painfully honest Deion has been in all this. Quote, "I'm not sure he knew," talking about Deion here in the he, "I'm not sure he knew the names of half the kids he got rid of. He was just worried about who he brought in. If you were on the 1-11 team, it seemed like he really didn't care about us at all. He already said he was going to get rid of 25 to 30 of us, and that's exactly what he did." I know I'm being the jerk by laughing.
Like, do you not love the honesty though? Like, if I'm a player, like, hell yeah, tell me that. Like, the last thing I want to do is be a player that was part of the 1-11 team, stick around because I'm excited that Deion's my coach, and not know that I'm not going to get any playing time, because in the back of Deion's head, he's like, that kid sucks, and I don't want him here, but I don't have the balls to tell him. So it's just going to be an awkward marriage for everyone. We got that old couch, we got that old couch just sitting in the corner because no one wants to get rid of it, while everyone else is hanging out on the brand new couch. Like, no, tell me to my face that you don't think I'm good enough or don't fit whatever you're trying to build, and let me go use my one-time transfer and get the hell out of here. Let's clean cut, rip the Band-Aid off. It's good for them. It's good for him. And I don't think he's doing anything wrong right now. And I do want to go in the chat. Someone's like, "Oh, I'm sick of Deion." Listen, be sick of he's doing what he needs to do. I'll bring up Lane Kiffin here. What makes Lane Kiffin as successful as Lane's been? And he's had his ups, his downs, but Lane's always relevant, and he's always relevant, especially with this high school group of kids, this new generation of kids, because Lane is always trolling on Twitter. Lane's always on social media. He's posting pictures and, making fun of Florida having a 7-7 game on their spring game the other day that went viral. Like, people love that stuff, especially
I missed
kids.
That. I got to check that out.
It is hilarious. He literally posted a picture of a 7-7 game and had the fire emojis by it. I mean, it was phenomenal. But like, Lane knows how to play the game with these, what are they, Gen Zs, whatever the hell they are. Deion knows how to play the game.
Shut up. You're not that old. You can't drop out. What are these Gen Zs? Whatever the hell these kids nowadays are.
Gen Zs. You want to walk away or use a phone at age 5. No,
I'll say this about Lane. I see
you can't say, T-Bob, that we're not that old. And then 2 weeks ago, you were saying how I'm middle-aged. So you got to pick one or the other here.
Yeah, I guess I did yell about social media and cell phones yesterday being the reason for field storming. So, maybe we are that old. I don't know. One thing I do appreciate about Lane's troll job while we're here, I see it now. Yeah, you're right. It's a picture that he clearly took on his own television as he's watching the game, 7-7 in the fourth. He puts the 2 fire emojis. Phenomenal. But this one thing Lane always does, he doesn't subtweet. He tags. He added the official Florida Gators account. That's what I like, really? Right? No, yes, he did 2 fire emojis at Florida Gators. So back it up, making sure that old Billy Napier and company has to see him clowning them. Rodney P says, but what if the kids can't get a scholarship on another roster? How does that work as far as them getting their degree? Is that still covered?
I think if they hit the portal, the thing is, once you hit the portal, it has to still be agreed upon. You as a coach can pull that player scholarship.
Yeah.
As soon as they hit the portal.
No. So look,
I guarantee you, as soon as those kids are gone, Deion said scholarship's gone. So yeah, they're shit out of luck.
I can empathize because many of these guys probably won't find scholarships again. And so I can definitely empathize, right?
But he's not taking their scholarships away, though, T-Bob.
Well, but no, he's telling him to hit the portal. I mean, no, he is. He is cutting him. I mean, he is straight up cutting him.
You can say no, though.
Can you?
A coach cannot take your scholarship away from you.
Huh.
It's a 4-year contract. Unless there is something that, like, you messed up off the field somehow and there's reason for you being cut. But if a kid's not – if he's doing everything right, you can't just take a scholarship away. You signed essentially a contract with that university for 4 years.
So this is what Travis Gray told him that Prime told him. This is Travis Gray's voice. He says, he told me, you're 6'8", 320 pounds. I know my heart of hearts, the school's going to pick you up in the portal when you enter. Make your weaknesses your strength and keep progressing. I hope you have a great future. It just won't be here at the University of Colorado. So I guess to your point, that's basically, he's not saying you're cut, but I guess he does hold the threat of, like, if you remain here, I can make your life a living hell. Like, you'll never play. And so you're kind of forced ipso facto to do it anyway. And I'm not exactly, I need to actually brush up on my scholarship law. I can't remember if it is a 4-year deal or if it is renewed year by year.
Here we go. The NCAA has allowed colleges to provide multi-year scholarships since 2012. Additionally, in 2015, NCAA D1 colleges from the Power 5 conferences agreed to implement a rule that prevented multi-year D1 scholarships from being canceled or not renewed for any athletic reason.
Okay. So they are
I think we're getting caught up in semantics here.
No, we are.
He's clearly forcing these players out.
Yes, but the only reason I want to bring this up is because somebody talked about getting education, right? And there is a real human empathy element to this where, like, you don't want to be taking education away from a kid that had once earned a scholarship. But I guess the push come to shove point is if the kid really wanted to keep his scholarship, he in theory could. Now, is it a bad idea when your coach tells you, I don't want you here, you're not going to play? Yeah, it's probably a bad idea. But if there was no other way to do school and that kid didn't think he'd get a scholarship elsewhere, then I guess he actually could maybe choose to stick around and retain. I know a technique back in the day was forcing guys into medicals and giving them medical scholarships, finding some excuse to do it to free them up. So, you're right, though, Brum. We are getting a little lost in the sauce here. Critique Design says, what he is doing is going to come back and bite him in the butt. There is none that are perfect. Well, it'll bite him in the butt if they lose, right? And somebody said, will Deion take responsibility when Colorado goes 3-9? I think that's the glorious thing about this. It's not that it's 100% going to be a success. In this, he is 100%
year one
on him. But he's also saying, like, there is no excuse. Like, if I lose or fail, it is because of me. But there is, I mean, don't we all want that in life? Like, don't we all ultimately want to say that my own success or failure wasn't due to outside forces, that at the end of the day, it was my decision, what I chose to do? Like, there's a real agency there. And Deion has grabbed that agency and is making sure that we know that this team will be remade in his image. And so if that succeeds, give him his roses. And if it fails, well, Prime's got to be ready to eat shit.
He better be ready to eat shit. But this goes back to what we discussed last week with him. Like, the expectations are so high, and he's creating an ecosystem in which there's going to be people coming back at him, like people are now, saying, you're an idiot, you weren't ready for this, what the hell are you doing? Because it's different. But, like, that's why Colorado hired Deion Sanders. They hired him because the normal thing wasn't working. The normal, average coach wasn't working. Yeah. They weren't bringing success. You needed to bring in someone who was going to think outside the box, who was going to have their own sort of twist, who was going to have the cojones to say, hey, I'm done with this. And if you ain't good enough to play at Colorado, then, and I don't think you're good enough to play here or make us a better football team, then I want to find someone new. Like, listen, he doesn't owe these kids anything. He didn't recruit him. He didn't recruit any of these kids. Like, that's the struggle too that people need to understand. Like, these players were recruited by another regime. He's coming in essentially cleaning house of a program that has not had success in a long time. That starts with trainers, players, everything. It sucks. It's a new CEO in town, and he's bringing in his boys. It's part of the game.
Clint Moses sums it up. 2-star guys are leaving. 4-star guys are coming in. What's the problem? I mean, Susan Quinn. Can he pull a Saban and put them all in med reserve? Again, I think if a guy really was like, look, I want to keep my scholarship, but I'm okay with not playing football anymore, I think they could make that happen. Marine 76 says, I prefer a Matt Rule that will take a down year and build with what he's got. Masculine loyalty. I understand how that makes sense to the surface, but let's be dreadfully clear about this. Nebraska's talent is light years ahead of what Colorado has. Nebraska has signed top 25 classes every single year. Nebraska's failures came in development, fit, coaching. It wasn't actually in the recruiting portion. Like, they've still been top 25 every year. Colorado hasn't had the coaching or the talent part of this. So I can feel you, but it's not a one-to-one comparison of. Blake Walter said, as college is moving closer to the NFL structure, he's treating it like a year one NFL rebuild. Tear it down, get draft capital, tear it down, you get open scholarships. Yeah, that's pretty fair. Look, again, the glorious thing about this is if you're pissed, well, guess what? If it fails, then you get to be justified and you get to go after him, and he'll have no excuse for you telling him he sucks. But if it works, you have to be you have to be willing at least to give credit where credit is due. I guess here's my question. With all of this, we have seen Colorado's number drop from 4.5 to 3.5 on sportsbooks in terms of the over-under of wins, and they got a hard schedule, man. Like, what are you thinking for year one? Which is really hard to say with all the guys you're talking about bringing in. But how are we feeling about year one? Is Tyler Buckner actually going to go to Colorado? Oh, no, Shadir. Never mind. Shadir Sanders. What? Never mind. Chill. I was on a roll. I just had a random synapse.
You were feeling yourself.
You were
feeling juicy with that one. Good for you.
I forgot about Shadir. Relax.
Sometimes I get it. Yeah, only his son. Let's take a quarterback that threw 8 interceptions and 5 touchdowns in his 2 careers to take over my son's spot. I'm not bullish on year one with them. It's a lot of moving pieces. It is a complete overhaul of an entire organization. To think that's going to happen with 18 to 22-year-old kids in year one in that conference with that schedule, I think it's unrealistic. I mean, we'll go through it. Like, at TCU week 1, Nebraska week 2, Colorado State week 3, Oregon, USC 4-5. Like, to me, best case scenario, they're 2-3 for the first 5 weeks. I think more realistic, they're 1-4 to start the season off. You're 1-4. And that's when you're going to start getting some heat. But that's a tough schedule. It's a really tough schedule. Yeah. The team that was just in the Natty, and then 2 teams that are probably going to be ranked inside the top 15. And your corny boys, all in your first 5 games of the season. That is
Rod Smith says
that's no
Pac-12.
Easy welcome to the Pac-12.
No, Rod Smith says the Pac-12 sucks. Well, that's the problem. It's actually like the 1 year in a long time where the Pac-12 doesn't suck. Like Washington's legit. Washington State is frisky.
Oregon's
Stanford's
legit.
way down with health, but
Oregon's legit.
Oregon State with 10-3. Beavs.
I know.
Where's our boy Clint? There he is. The Beavs went 10-3 and are
Utah
looking for vengeance next year.
Utah. UCLA had a great year last year. Like I'm telling you, boys, Pac-12 is going out with some fireworks this year. It's the grand finale, and they ain't leaving anything behind. So it's boom, 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 fireworks everywhere right now. It's a great.
Oh my
ending.
God, I don't even think you meant to do it, but you just did the cringe Jonathan Gannon intro thing when he was. Did anybody know what I'm referencing here? Brum, did you ever see that?
No.
Jonathan Gannon when he was announced as Cardinals head coach. Okay, never mind then. We'll keep moving. I'll send you all the video in the text group. You know what I'm not feeling great about, Aaron? I may have been a little overzealous when I put $100 on Colorado to hit the over when it was at 4.5. That was bad money. This is why I'm not a good gambler. But I don't know, man. We were talking about Prime. He looks like, I don't know. He looks cool.
I would put another $100 on the 3.5. I would put another $100 on the 3.5 to see if even out money back. Yeah, I think they can win 4. I think they can win 4.
I will say this: Deion, just the latest of a lot of the men in our society to obviously go full Yellowstone, right? Like if you're out there and you love Yellowstone and you love the cowboy hats and you love the ruthless nature of Kevin Costner, then you can't be upset when Deion basically says, this is my ranch now, okay? And we're going to make it in Prime's image because that's all he's doing. Right now, Thomas Dare, hedge that bet now. Yeah. But I'm too much of a coward to hedge, so we're just going to keep it. We're just going to roll.
Do it.
We're just going to roll and hope for the best. That'll do it for today's snaps. I know you're going to be like, what the hell? It's only 30 minutes. I know. I apologize, but schedules are as schedules are. I agree, Jamie Fisher. Don't hedge. Never. Hey, by the way, y'all, I feel like, Paul, too, I feel like we've seen like a bunch of new names in the chat today. Welcome. We love you. Yeah. If you enjoyed the show, this is like the most fun parts of our day every day. We really enjoy it. If you hit the like button, if you share it with your friends, wherever you listen to podcasts, you just Google Snaps Podcast, find on Apple, find on Spotify. If you rate it and review it, it helps the show to spread naturally. Okay. So thank you all again. We hope you guys stick around and continue to have fun tomorrow. We got a quick hitter for you on the NFL draft coming up, and then we'll be back in full come Monday. Aaron, enjoy your 5 hours. Hey, Aaron, where can everybody listen to you tomorrow for 5 hours?
SiriusXM, the SEC channel 364. Call in. We'll take some callers. Give your chat predictions. Please call in.
Please call in. I've been there.
5 hours
of draft coverage. I'll never get like first or second year working in radio, Mardi Gras. I got way too drunk. I stayed up till like 4 a.m. I show up at the studio at 6. I'm profusely sweating, trying to talk about Carmelo Anthony in the first segment, and I broke down. I was like, guys, you gotta call. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. If you don't call in, I can't do the show. But they showed up. Hopefully show up for you as well. Blake Walters, the snip is happening in less than a month now. Because I don't know why it took me so long to get in when QB1 gets in at 2 seconds. All right. Well, we love you. Huge thank you to Aaron Murray, Ryan Brumley, Paul Farrington, Pat Gunner, Adam Gracia, Danny Cardenas. As always, the most huge thank you to everybody hanging out with us here every day. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow for the draft snaps, and then back full live Monday. Shout out to the volume. Thank you to Colin Coward and everybody else. We'll see you then.